Alrighty, so I'm finally getting back to doing these little smart tiles on my bathroom. So we're gonna size them up and see what length. I'm going for ease. There's a spot where you peel off the back here, and I'm hoping that that is just the easiest spot to cut it on. Height-wise, we'll see. So let's kind of bend it in half. See? And there's this line here. Let me show you. That's just where it peels off, but it's a great marker if that's where it goes. And that's about the height it'll get to. What seems like that will be fine. So I'm bending it half the other way so that I can actually see what it's gonna look like. And that seems pretty good. Okay, let's go downstairs. I got a cutting board and an X-Acto knife and we're gonna cut it. That's how easy these are. Okay, so here they are. Here's my cutting board. It's just a translucent plastic one. X-Acto knife. And it's that easy. Okay, so we've got this perforated part. I'm a little nervous, I have to admit, because these are kind of expensive, I've got to say. So I don't want to screw them up because I don't know how many it's going to take, you know, with experimentation, things going wrong. You see, I should have cut from the front because now I'm cutting through tile, which is not what I would prefer. Okay, so there's a little bit of extra backing because I cut that poorly. I always assume anything I'm doing, the first cut is not going to work very well, just because, you know, every material has its idiosyncrasies about how you cut them. Okay, well that's not too bad. It is sticky there though, so I'm gonna have to be careful things don't adhere to it before I put them on. Okay, so here's what they look like. And here is where they connect, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Do they connect here? Oh, okay. See, y'all are learning with me. That's where they connect. Awesome. Okay, let's go take these first two and experiment, see what they look like. Oh, you know what? These are really sticky where to cut them. Okay, follow me. Alrighty, so that's what these will look like. I think really nice. Let's see how this is all going to turn out. Now, I don't know what these look like yet, peeled off. So, I'm not 100% sure what peels off and what doesn't. Because as you can see, the overlap here is here, written down on the tile. I'm so coherent today. And does it? Oh, it does. Okay. So I'm going to have to cut those off because obviously you don't want overlap here. Signal. Can I can do it this way. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing. So I was just laying it like this because, you know, my brain doesn't work. So I'm flipping it over so it's upside down. It needs to come a little past there because of wall damage. And then flipping this upside down too. And then that'll cover. Problem is I am going to have to cut a small piece for here. So let's see how this goes. Nerve-wracking. real easy, clean peel off. That's nice at least. Okay. Okay, I'm wrong. This little part does not peel off as well. Okay, there. So I'm letting it roll up. Okay. Well, there, I like that. Awesome. Okay, I think that looks good. We're gonna do the second one. I need to remember that it needs to be upside down like this. Okay. Let's see if I can get this peeled right. This one's a little bit harder to peel because it doesn't have the peel away spot. So I think no matter where you cut this, as long as you cut these, it's going to be a little tricky on at least one of them because there's only one seam on the back. So when you cut it, that takes away the seam. Okay. That was a clean peel. This is a little bit trickier. I'm pressing on the seam here because I can tell it does have a little bit of texture, which will be annoying for cleaning. Let me get out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm pressing on the seam where the two fake tiles meet. Okay, so I know my hair is being crazy unicorn hair as my brother calls it. Let me show you what it looks like so far. Alright, through the magic of filmmaking, I have already cut this piece in half. So this is gonna go in that little section that I have to cut. So let's check it out. And I have to measure it with my handy dandy construction pencil. I know. My brother sharpened this for me. And I asked him, oh, can you sharpen this? I mean, months ago when I was doing another project and he was in the house watching my son. And he sharpened it with his knife, so it's a little funky looking. Okay, so important to remember, these are the overlapping sections. So let's see at what point it's looking good. Okay, so that's two little. Okay, so this is my mark. And then we're going to go cut that up. Now I'm cutting slightly more than what I've marked because it's easier to cut a little bit off than it is to add more back. Okay, so I can see the cut line here. So these do not like being cut through at all. amazingly sturdy. I mean, I give them credit, that's nice. So the grout line is way easier to cut through than the tiles, which does mean that they'll be sturdy, so that's good. Okay. It's got a little bit of overhang. Alrighty, let's go see how this works. So I decided to use the other half of the pre-cut one because they both have straight edges in the corner. I haven't put it on quite yet, but I think that that would look best. I kind of held different ones up and looked. So this is what it'll look like, and we'll put it on. So far, I mean, this is the easiest DIY project I've done. So I think it's a great beginner little fixer-upper project. I mean, I think it's easier than paint, honestly. It definitely less cleanup. We'll see how sturdy it is, how long it holds up. But that's nice to have something, you know, you could do your entire backsplash on a Saturday, get it all done, and not have to buy a whole ton of stuff. It does cost a lot. Like, it's more than if you get some discount tile and put it up yourself. So I would be hesitant to use it as an entire kitchen backsplash. But I'm gonna see how I feel about this stuff, because I do need a kitchen backsplash. I suspect, though, for resale, you would want to use real tile. So I focused a lot on getting this seam to meet up as best I could, so that it looks relatively good from a distance. Now, the great part of what I do is I've already scrubbed, soaked, cleaned, brushed, and cleaned again. But anything that's gotten in there, I just use a diaper wipe for, but not on where it's going because that needs to be a dry surface. So I'm doing what I thought was my last piece, and then I realized, you know, there's a little bit of wall damage from 2 layers that you guys have probably seen of ancient 30-year-old wallpaper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little bit extra. Just a tiny bit to go over and just to cover it so I don't have to worry about it. Let me show you what I mean. So I thought this piece would go fine, but I see that really there's just this little bit of wall damage here. So maybe, you know, it's not the best to go over the edge a little bit, but that's what I'm going to do. So I need to remember that I need to do the overlap side, not the kind of the mouth side versus the tongue side. So I need to do the tongue side. That seems about a good size. Okay, unfortunately this is damaging my cut. I'm going to fix it at the grout line. Sticky back, front, and because I don't have a bottom marker, this is actually turning out to be a little tricky to line up. Okay, not my favorite to go all the way back here, but it covers the wall, and if I wanted to, I could continue on and do more. Okay, are you guys ready to see the final result? I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it. That's what it looks like. My thoughts are, it doesn't look like tile as soon as you get anywhere near it, I gotta say. In no way is anybody gonna get fooled. Like from a distance, oh yeah, that looks nice, it's some kind of shiny tile. It does look like the stick-on tiles. So I think it looks nice in the bathroom. I think in photos it'll look good, you know, if you're doing a lot of Instagram it would make a good backdrop, I think. We're gonna see how it handles toddlers splashing water and soap. Yee. It was pretty easy to do. It's hard to cut through the actual tiles, but the grout line, I'm using quotation because you know it's pretend, the grout line is easy to cut through, the tiles are not. So if you need to cut a tile and make it shorter, lengthwise versus height, that's a little tricky, and that's hard to make a clean cut. I think next time I would get a stronger X-Acto knife and maybe get somebody with a little more hand strength to do it. But I think it looks good. It's really quick. It's really easy. I think that's worthwhile. Totally. I like it. I think it's good. I don't know that it's worth the money. I think that this backdrop was 30 bucks. This backsplash. And if I'd gone with just a tile, it would have been way less. But on the other hand, I didn't have to buy other supplies and it was really quick. So it depends on time, looks, what you're using it for and everything. I definitely wouldn't use it outside, and I don't think it looks like it sticks on enough to like be a tile runner in maybe your shower if you're thinking about doing that. I don't think it looks sturdy enough for that, but I'm gonna give you updates. Probably I'll tweet them or I'll Instagram them as I see kind of how they go. But I like it overall. The smart tiles are interesting. And it was kind of a fun experiment. I thought, you know, I keep seeing these and I don't see a lot of tutorials on YouTube about them. So I'm gonna test them out myself and kind of see. I'm gonna be a little guinea pig. Hopefully next year I'm replacing the top and the backsplash in here. But I don't know, I say that and it'll be another 5 years and I'll be like, oh, I should replace it. But overall, I like it. I think, you know, if you have a small little project to do, use these. It's quick and it's simple. But definitely weigh out, you know, pros and cons of how much they cost and how real they look, to, you know, how much time do you have and how much effort do you want to put in. So until next time, feel free and check out my motherhood Patreon and my Zazzle store that's got all of my fun YouTube merchandise and everything on there. If you haven't already, a little end credits show all of my books that are on Amazon for sale. And hey, enjoy your DIY. It's entertaining. I have made a bunch of mistakes. I have learned that I'm both not nearly as good as I thought I would be at DIY and fixing up my house, and that I am much more capable than I thought. That small things I can do that I didn't think, and big projects I have to know when to let go and bring somebody else in to help. And I think that's a valuable lesson. For these little smart tiles, easy peasy.